Hey guys, Spider Paul. Starting the vacation with a trip to a Comic Con in Nashua, New Hampshire, about an hour away. Gonna try to buy some books and sell some books. We'll see what happens. Okay, gang, back from the New Hampshire Comic Fest in Nashua. Had a good time and picked up a lot of stuff for my Spidey run. I've got probably just before 300, maybe 298 up to present day without any gaps, and I've been working on trying to fill back into the 200s. So I pulled a bunch of books for that and then picked up some other stuff. Spent probably around $300. And let me show you what I got. The first couple, I went to the first booth and picked up some Amazing Spider-Man and had these in the stack, and the guy threw them in for free. So there's a Hulk 381 for my Hulk run. And whenever I can find the Ultimate Spider-Man for cheap, I pick those up because I like that Bender storyline. And then out of the dollar bin, I got a bunch of X Factor. I had a lot of X-Men books, but those went the way of my last house with my ex-wife. So she's got all the X books. She took all the X books and I took all the Spider-Man books. And so whenever I can find some X books for short money, I'll go back and pick them up to kind of reminisce and fill out some stuff that I don't have anymore. So they had a bunch of X Factors. So I got number 2, number 3, number 4, number 7, and there's not major keys in these, but there's a lot of minor keys in these issues, so that's pretty good. Number 12, number 20, and number 21. And these, like I said, were all in a dollar bin, and if you bought more than 5, you got the 6th one free. I got 7, so I think she gave me all 7 for like $5. Now, I've also started reading the Batman Lonely Place to Die In, which is Tim Drake. First Tim Drake as Robin. And get this one for $5, which is coming up to be a hot book. That's 442, so that completes that run for Batman and that storyline for me. And recently got back into Spawn. I started Spawn when it first came out, did a few issues, and then went another direction, so didn't buy much more, and got back into it a little while ago and started reading Spawn again. So I started picking up from like 298 on, and couldn't find 306 anywhere. So the first guy, the guy that gave me the other books, had 306 in his box, and it was a little pricey, a little more than what the book is normally going for. But it's a Matina cover, and it filled a hole that I had. So I picked that one up. That was about $15. I also found, which some of you folks may recognize, the first Harley Quinn in DC Continuity for $10. This is not a near mint book. There's some spine ticks, but it's probably very fine. And it's something I wanted to have in the PC and wanted to read, so I got that. Now, on to the Spidey stuff. I found Amazing Spider-Man 137. It's the second appearance of Harry Osborn as the Green Goblin. And fine condition for $20. Then in the $10 bin, I found $1.59. I know they got to price stuff so people can see it easily. I kind of wish they'd put the stickers on the back and leave the front of the books clean, but that's only my little pet peeve. And $1.60 with the Spider-Mobile on the cover. Got $1.72, which is the first Rocket Racer. $1.99. Most of these were between $5 and $8, except for that $20 book, and a couple I'll show you at the end. $2.14. Cool cover with Submariner and a bunch of spider baddies on the front. $2.15, because you can never have too much Submariner. $2.19. And this one was a little bit beat up. Maybe it's good condition. A lot of spine ticks, it's showing somewhere. But $2.20, got the Moon Knight cover, and that is a cool cover. So, got that for the PC. Then $2.23. And now we jump up a little bit, $2.42, because now we're starting to get more into an area where I have a bunch of the books in the mid to late 200s. Hopefully, I really would like to be able to get back to 100 and have a complete run. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but we'll see. $2.43. $2.45, which is a great cover. That's the death of one of the hobgoblins. Death of the Goblin, I think is a lefty somebody. But that cover is awesome. $2.75. Now, here's where I spent a little bit of money, because we're going back just a little bit. Not as far back as I would love to go, but back for me. $1.19. Very cool cover with a battle between Spidey and the Hulk. And that one ran me about $65. It was $65, $70 for that. And then this one, when I saw this, I had to grab this. $110. Amazing Spider-Man 110. This is the last story that Stan Lee wrote for Amazing Spider-Man. So kind of a very cool issue to have to commemorate Stan Lee in his run on ASM. Now, one of the last things I stopped at was a booth where Rich Woodall was signing stuff. And I had just bought Last Ronin #3 over at Jetpack, which is a local comic shop near me, signed by Rich Woodall. He special ordered it and they got it in. So I went up and I said, hey, and started talking to him and told him, I said, hey, I got one of your signed TMNT books at Jetpack. And he said, oh, you shop over at Jetpack? He says, I'm in there all the time. He says, you from that area? You live in Rochester? And I said, no, I live in Somersworth. And turns out he's from Somersworth. So I had the Last Ronin books. But when I was there, I picked up Phantom Star Killer #1, and he signed it. You know, if you can see, he did a remark on it for me, which was really kind of cool. And he's a really nice guy. Talked to him for a while, talked about comics. He said he's in the shop all the time, shopping around. Offered to sign anything that I wanted, you know, and have him put them in, let the guys at Jetpack know when he would get it signed, which I thought was pretty cool. And it's kind of neat to find out somebody that you collect lives in the area. So that was the haul. It was about $300. It was a good day. Here's a plumbing postscript. If you find yourself at a convention in dire need of the facilities, do not hoist yourself up out of your wheelchair by grabbing onto the plumbing fixture and pulling hard. This will not work. It will most likely rip the plumbing out of the porcelain. But I read a lot of comic books, so I found the Shanky Palm Hill to the fixture, set it right back in place. And if you were the next guy in the line at that urinal, I'm really, really sorry.